My name is Trent Barnhart, and I am the principal at Harborside Academy in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Thank you. And I have the privilege of introducing to you all the Klingenstien Teacher Award winner. On the screens, list the criteria to be considered for the Klingenstien Teacher Award. And when I look at this list, I think of 7th grade social studies teacher, David Underwood. Yeah. I have sat in these seats at National Conference for well over a decade as a fellow teacher and school leader, listening to and being inspired by the previous recipients of this award. I myself was a finalist of this award many years ago, and I understand the important role and impact that teachers have on students' lives every single day. Even with all of that, there is nothing more inspiring than watching David Underwood teach students. It was my mission and the collective mission of the Harborside crew to make sure that David would be able to share this stage with the fellow teachers that previously received this award. Because I believe that David has what it takes to be an EL education teacher. He embodies what it means to be an EL education teacher. Just listen to some of the voices that spoke on behalf of his nominations. A colleague shared, if you walked into Mr. Underwood's classroom on any given day, you would find students engaged in rigorous learning activities. Mr. Underwood is a protocol king, opening up his classroom to students to discuss and dive into the curriculum. He also makes sure information students are learning is relevant and meaningful to invoke passion in the students and make sure they see a purpose to their work. A student shared, Mr. Underwood looks out for all of his students and allows them to have a voice. After civil unrest happened in our community, Mr. Underwood helped to organize a panel discussion that included myself, other classmates, and local leaders and activists that discussed issues of justice and equality. I appreciate the fact that he works hard to give us the opportunity to use our voice, both inside and outside the classroom as well. A parent shared, Mr. Underwood continues to hold my son and his classmates accountable to the learning by keeping kids engaged. My son's academic strengths are in math and music, but he enjoys learning immensely, and Mr. Underwood has found ways to tap into that part of him and help him to do more than he thought he could. And finally, for myself, who has the privilege of observing Mr. Underwood on a daily basis, in everything that Mr. Underwood does related to the planning of his curriculum, he always looks for opportunities to develop service into student learning. He always challenges students to look around their community and find ways to make it better. Many of the community projects that are at our middle school have Dave's stamp on them. He has a true passion for helping the community and instilling that desire in his students as well. Please help me congratulate. I am truly honored and so incredibly proud to introduce to you a fellow Harborside staff crew member, Mr. David Underwood. Before you start, I just wanted to make sure in the celebration back home that your students can congratulate you as well.
3.
Oh my goodness. This is awesome. I am honored and grateful to accept the Klingenstien Teacher of the Year Award for 2023. I'm a better person because I landed in this amazing organization 15 years ago, and I bought into the idea right away that we are crew, not passengers. Yeah, I've been an educator for 25 years. And today I'd like to take just a few moments to share a few nuggets of wisdom I've gathered along the way. First of all, the magic happens when we empower young people to make meaningful change, and then we just get out of their way. Yeah. 7 years ago, my students began work with a local outreach program called the Grace Welcome Center. This place provides friendship, food, assistance, meals, showers, haircuts, and emergency clothing to the homeless, near homeless, and low-income individuals and families living in the uptown community of Kenosha, our brothers and sisters. Since their beginning, the Grace Welcome Center had grown by leaps and bounds in a short period of time, pretty much through grassroots type of work. Harborside has had the wonderful privilege of journeying alongside them and seeing this before our very own eyes. And as of today, the Grace Welcome Center offers love and assistance to over 500 brothers and sisters in the uptown community each week. The Grace Welcome Center understands the idea of crew. Throughout their 8 years of rapid growth, my students in various settings were able to raise about $7,000 for the Grace Welcome Center. And recently they created an archive website that has detailed their journey. And they are committed to keeping it going. And this website is linked to the Grace Welcome Center's website to encourage donations. You see, as a teacher, I've learned to let students take the lead and to support their brilliant leadership along the way. This last year, during our Civil War expedition, Layla, a brilliant scholar of mine, initiated, planned, and taught a case study on the legacy of Juneteenth. Layla then challenged her fellow colleagues, her students, to create original art representing how they've connected to it. Layla brought in a panel of community members and held a panel discussion in a venue like this, over 200 people in our auditorium, about Juneteenth in Racine and Kenosha, Wisconsin. And then that art gallery, that student-created art gallery, was transported to the Kenosha Civil War Museum, one of the finest Civil War museums in the Midwest. And for the whole week of Juneteenth last year, the community that came in to see Civil War stuff wandered into the gallery, breaking the silence, the road to freedom. Now let's pause for a moment. And through this conference, you've heard so many empowering stories about youth empowerment. Take 30 seconds and share a nugget of wisdom you gained about youth empowerment. You have 30 seconds. All right. So, in both of these examples, the magic happened by simply holding tight to the EL design principles that we cherish so much. Amen? And the core practices that we work really hard to implement, that's what gets us to do this work. And our world is changing. And there's a lot of noise out there saying our world is changing for the worse. I'm going to look at these students right here. Our world is changing for the better because of you. And, amen, our world is changing for the better because of you, courageous educators that get up every day and go and feed their desire to be empowered. Now, my second nugget of wisdom is this. We are good. Oh, yes, we are good. Say, I am good.
I am good.
All right, say that every day, please. Wake up in the morning and say, I am good. We are good because we have others on this journey with us. And I want to take a moment and I can't let this pass. I got to give a heartfelt thanks to some people that have journeyed with me along the way. First of all, Andy Baumgart. Andy was my very first instructional coach. He helped me through the struggles of my first year of teaching. And Andy saw in me more than I could possibly see. Dr. Jenny Seidel. Yeah, she is a legend. Jenny was a school designer who pushed me beyond my limits, but always communicated to me that she was in it with me. Encouragement and love. Bill Haithcock. Mr. Haithcock is a founding principal of Harborside Academy. It is Bill's heartfelt leadership that allowed me to flourish through the years. And then you saw him, Mr. Trent Barnhart. I am honored and I am proud to serve under his leadership. Trent models excellence. And he stands alone a lot. You know, administrators in this room, you know what I'm talking about. He models excellence, provides leadership on a daily basis, and does what it takes to keep Harborside going. And it takes a lot these days. And of course, I would not be here with the amazing staff and students of Harborside Academy. These are my people. This is my crew. Harborside! Whoa! Most importantly, I want to thank my personal crew, my family. To my parents, just talked to my mom before I came out. And I want to say this. It's going to be hard. Mom and Dad, thank you for communicating to me at a young age there is more in me than I could possibly see. And thank you so much for modeling and teaching for me the joy of a good, hard day's work. To my precious in-laws, you epitomize crew. Thank you for the support that you have given me and my family throughout these years in so many ways. To my 3 beautiful children, they made the journey with me, sitting right here. Tracy, who is an alumni of EL Education. She's at Carthage College in Kenosha studying sociology. But you're so much more than that. You're my girl. And you're a strong, passionate, godly woman. You are a world changer. Samuel, who can play a mean guitar, let me tell you. You are my precious boy. But you're grown into a gentle giant of a man who has such a sweet spirit. And then there's Gus, who celebrated his 11th birthday this week. Happy birthday, buddy. Gus, I'm so proud of you. You know, you walk into your fears each and every day. You hear it, you listen to it, and then you go and you do it. You have such tenacity. You have such grit. I love you 3 so very much. To my Grace Lutheran family and Pastor Jonathan, you teach me daily what it means to love my neighbor. And saving the best for last, my beautiful, sweet wife of 26 years. You have been so patient with me, let me tell you. Oh, she's got stories. She'll say, Dave, if they could only see you right now. Anyways, you've been so very patient with me as I've struggled to kind of understand this thing called EL education, because we know it takes a lot of paradigm shifting. You've listened to my many different excited, amped up expedition ideas. You've always been there with me, whether it was 3 in the morning and I couldn't sleep because of anxiety and anxious thoughts, or today on the mountaintop when I've been recognized for the hard work, but it's not just me. I couldn't have done it without you. I love you, sweetie. Now, let's pause again, and we all have people in our lives that we need to show gratitude towards. So this time, share thanks with someone next to you about someone who has helped you on your journey. You have 30 seconds. All right, let's bring it on back. And I'm hoping we can continue this conversation. You can go home and you can share with those people if they're not here. It does the soul good to do that. Now I want to leave you with this. My last nugget of wisdom is this, and I want everybody to hear me because this is so true. This is for students. This is for educators, administrators, everybody in this room. We can always try again tomorrow. When I reflect on my journey as an educator, I realize it has not always been mountaintops, right? It's not always mountaintops. It's those valleys. Y'all have had a lot of valleys. You guys are so resilient. It is coming through those valleys, though, coming out on the other side, that has made me a better educator, but mostly a better human being. It's coming through. You'll get through it. You got people around you. Every educator in this room knows how challenging it is to do this work and how important the people around you are. That is why the bedrock of this organization, we, our crew, has never changed. Sometimes it takes being away from an amazing school community to show you how unique and special that place is. I will always be grateful for the home Harborside Academy is to me. And I am grateful to the EL education community. I am honored to stand here as a representative of all the great teachers in this room and beyond. Thank you for celebrating with me. We are crew. Thank you.